Hello everyone. So this is the next video on the real analysis chapter 2. So already we discussed the definition of the sequence and from proper standard results in the sequences. Now we proceed with the standard results that are needed to solve the problems. The first result is if an converges to L, modulus of an will converge to mod L. But how about the converse? If modulus of an converges to mod L, does it implies an converges to L? Need not be. Example is an equals to minus 1 to the power n. If I take this, modulus of an will converge to 1, whereas an is minus 1 to the power n is not convergent. In fact, it oscillates. Clear? Again, if an is greater than 0, if each term is positive and an converges to L, the limit is greater than or equals to 0. That's what I am stressing. It is greater than or equals to 0. Example is take an equals to 1 by n. Each term is greater than 0. Right? 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3. Each term is greater than 0. But what is the limit? Limit of this is 0. That means it can be equals to 0. Don't conclude that if the terms are positive, the limit is also positive. It can be 0 also. Is it clear? Same idea here. If an is less than bn, if I take the limit, it will be less than or equals to. That's what I had used here. Again, if an is a null sequence, what is null sequence? Null sequence means it must converge to 0. For example, 1 by n is null sequence, 1 by n square is null sequence, 1 by n cube is null sequence. It must converge to 0. So eventually this will converge to 0, this will also converge to 0, this will also converge to 0. And bn is bounded, then an bn is converging to 0. The example is take 1 by n into sin n. What can you say about this? Sin n is bounded. 1 by n is converging to 0. So 1 by n into sin n is converging to 0. This idea is clear? Next is what is a Cauchy sequence. See, Cauchy sequence we say, let me say consider the sequence x1, x2, x3. We find a stage some n. After this stage n, xn, xn plus 1 or else xm, xm plus 1, xm plus 2. You take any two terms after this stage. Somewhere I have, let me say xk plus 1. You take the difference between xm and xk plus 1. It is negligibly small. That means they are very closer. After a stage, every terms of the sequence will be very closer. That is called as Cauchy sequence. And the definition is xn is said to be Cauchy if given an epsilon positive, there exists a stage n such that xn minus xm is less than epsilon. That means for all n greater than m. After this stage n, every members are getting closer. That's what I meant here. Let me say this is xn, xn plus 1, xn plus 2. So after this stage, you take after this stage, every members are getting closer. Xn minus xm, difference of any two terms is negligibly small. And that negligibly small epsilon is given by, you will throw me an epsilon and I will find the stage n. You will give me an epsilon, I will find a stage n such that the difference between those two will be negligibly small. Is it clear? That means the terms will become closer and closer. That's called Cauchy sequence. And in real, in R, a sequence is Cauchy, then it is convergent. If the sequence is Cauchy sequence, it's a convergent sequence. And if the sequence is convergent, it is Cauchy sequence. There is no difference between convergent and Cauchy sequence, particularly in R, or else in any complete metric space. What is this complete metric space? Complete metric space says you take any Cauchy sequence, a metric space x comma d is said to be complete if xn is a Cauchy sequence, then let me say xn converges to x. This x must be in that metric space. You consider any Cauchy sequence. You take any Cauchy sequence in your hand, and if it converges to a limit, that limit must be in x. And it must converge to a limit, and that limit must be in that metric space. Then we say that it is a complete metric space. Is it clear? In the sense, I have one example here. See, this is Cauchy sequence 1, 1.4, 1.41, 1.414, and every members are, see, after this stage, every members are getting closer and closer, or else after this stage, that is after the third steps, after the stage 3, every member are getting closer and closer. That means it's an Cauchy sequence. Getting my point? If I say this is a sequence, this sequence is Cauchy, and this sequence is a rational number. 1.4 is a rational number, 1.41 is a rational number, because you can write 1.4 as 14 by 10. Getting? This is 141 by 100. That means it's a rational. Likewise, it's a rational, but it converges to root 2. So you are in rational, it's a metric, and you have the sequence xn, that is this above sequence, and the terms are rationals. Each entry is a rational number. It converges to x, that is, it's a rational number. Each entry is a rational number, and it converges to what? It converges to root 2. Root 2 is real, but root 2 is not in rational. Getting my point? So it's an Cauchy sequence, and it is convergent to root 2, but root 2 is not in Q. That means Q with the usual metric is not complete. Or else you consider any, in the whole of your real number, if you omit any point, it cannot be Cauchy. It cannot be complete. For example, I can define a sequence xn equals to 1 by n plus a. To where it will converge? As n tends to infinity, it will converge to a. Whether a is in this codomain or else in this space, a does not belongs to r minus a, because you already omitted that. That means this sequence is Cauchy, but it is not convergent in this space. If I say this is x, it is not convergent in x. That means it converges to a, but a is not here. You don't have that luxury to say a is in x. A is somewhere, it is not in x. That means x has some incompleteness. Is it clear? However, if you are in R or in C, here there is no difference between Cauchy sequence and convergent sequence. Both are one and the same. But in general, a Cauchy sequence is there, no? In general, it cannot be convergent. But convergent sequence will always Cauchy. Is it clear? So here we conclude. Cauchy sequence need not be convergent. Here I have an example. It's an Cauchy sequence. It converges, I agree, but it doesn't converge to a limit in Q. That's why we cannot say it is convergent. It is not convergent in Q. It is Cauchy in Q, but it is not convergent in Q. Getting my point? But if you have a convergent sequence, it is always Cauchy. Is the point is clear? What else I meant was, if you have in R complex, Cauchy is convergent and convergent is Cauchy. But in general, convergent sequence is always Cauchy sequence, but Cauchy sequence need not be a convergent sequence. This idea is clear. This must be clear. But in RRC, since they are complete, in any complete metric space, your Cauchy sequence is convergent. We will discuss these things once we solve some problems in the metric space in the fourth chapter. Okay, this is the next result. See, an plus 1, I defined it to be r into an plus s into an minus 1 by r plus s. And this r plus s is, the significance of this is weight of the numerator. R is here, s is here. I added them, r plus s, and I divided them. It's called weight of this, the sequence an plus 1. Where r plus s is greater than s is greater than 0. That means if I add r plus s, these two terms, it must be greater than this. If that happens, then an converges to r plus s a2 plus s times a1 by r plus 2s. Here also same thing. Weight function, you need to divide by weight the coefficients, r plus s, that is r plus 2s. For any terms of the sequence, the first term and the second term, this is always true. Sometimes they may ask the direct questions so that we can easily tick the options. And this is interesting. See, if you have a Cauchy sequence in the form summation 1 by numerator, whatever it is, in the denominator you have AP series. See here, I have in the denominator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's in AP with common ratio, with common difference 1. If it is in AP, it is not convergent. That means you need to look into the denominator. If they are in AP, it is not convergent. Is it clear? Or else it won't form a Cauchy sequence. Since you are in R, there is no difference between Cauchy sequence and convergent sequence. Not Cauchy implies not convergent. Right? Because Cauchy is convergent. If it is not Cauchy, means not convergent. Clear? Then fifth is 1 by n square is Cauchy sequence. Why? That is in R. Why? Because 1 by n square is convergent. It converges to 0. If it is convergent, there is no difference between convergence and Cauchy sequence. Minus 1 by n is not Cauchy sequence. Because minus 1 is not convergent. It oscillates between minus 1 and plus 1. So it is not a Cauchy sequence. And this seventh result is, if an and bn are two Cauchy sequences, then the following are Cauchy sequences. Sum of Cauchy sequence is a Cauchy sequence. Difference of Cauchy sequence is a Cauchy sequence. Product of two Cauchy sequence is a Cauchy sequence. And an by bn, the quotient is also Cauchy sequence provided bn is non-zero. This result is interesting. See, if an is non-zero for all n, and an does not converges to 0. See, this should be clearly thought of. An is not converging to 0. Then 1 by an is Cauchy. 1 by an will always Cauchy sequence. Since an is non-zero is given, because if I want to define 1 by an, definitely an must be non-zero. Further, if I apply the limit also should not tends to 0. Then it is Cauchy. If limit tends to 0, then 1 by an may not be Cauchy. The example is, take an equals to 1 by n. So what is limit of an as n tends to infinity? It is 0. But 1 by an, what is 1 by an? 1 by an is 1 by 1 over n. It is n and it is not convergent. If it is not convergent, this is not Cauchy. Is the idea is clear? Is the idea is clear? This cannot be convergent. Next we move on to difference between limit point and the limit of the sequence. Before I go into this, I will just take this example, xn equals to minus 1 to the power n. So what is the limit of this sequence? What is the limit of the sequence? See whether it is convergent first of all. It is not convergent. Why? Because it oscillates between minus 1 and 1. Is it clear? That means limit of xn does not exist. But what is the limit point? See, if I take this, in the number line, if I plot this, this is minus 1 and this is 1. Put n is equals to 1, it is minus 1. So I have x1 here. Put n is equals to 2, x2 I have here. Put n is equals to 3, x3 I have here. Put n is equals to 4, x4 is here. That means it contains x2n. The minus 1 is occupied by x2n plus 1, or else 2n minus 1. That means odd terms will go here, even terms will go here. How many terms it has? See, this has x2, x4, x6, x8 going on and on. How many terms it has? Infinitely many. If you can find infinitely many, then it is called limit point. Is it clear? If the term repeats infinitely, it will be the limit point. So how many fellows are repeating likewise? Minus 1 is repeating infinitely, 1 is repeating infinitely. It will be the limit point. But limit of xn does not exist. There is a difference between these two. Kindly try to understand. But there are some examples where both will coincide. What is the limit point? So at what point you will get infinitely many terms? See, you will have 0 here. This is 1. This will be x1. For 1 by 2, this will be x2. 1 by 3 will be here, that is x3. Keep on going on and on. Nearby 0, you will get infinitely many terms. Am I right? So that will be the limit point. 0 is the limit point. What is the limit of xn? Limit of xn is 0. So both are same here, but it doesn't say both definitions are equal. Limit point is different, limit of xn is different. That's what I had explained here. Kindly look into this. Is it clear? Then I wanted to explain what is a range set. For example, xn equals to minus 1 to the power n. What is the range set? See, 1 minus, for n is equals to 1 it is 1, for n is equals to 2 it is plus 1, minus 1, plus 1, minus 1, 1, it goes. So how many elements are here? Infinitely many. But how many different elements? 1 and minus 1. So this is the range set of xn. Is it clear? What is the limit point of this range set? Limit point of R, that is limit point of range set, range of xn. The limit point will be empty. Why? Because it's a finite set. A finite set cannot have limit point. In fact, any finite set is closed. Getting my point? So you need to think these three things. What is the limit point? What is the limit of that sequence? And what is the limit of the range set? If you have finitely many terms, its limit point is empty. Getting my point? Or else you may have a sequence likewise 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing but natural number. Infinitely many terms are there, but no limit point. Limit point is empty. This is the range set. Whether the sequence has the limit need not be. Sequence doesn't have the limit. Sequence doesn't have the limit. Getting my point? Because see, I am defining the sequence likewise. x1 to be n, or else xn to be n. So the terms will be this. The range set is this. Clear? What is the limit point of xn? Limit point of xn means there must be a fellow who repeats infinitely, but this set doesn't have any fellow who repeats infinitely. So no limit point. Getting? Again, what is the limit of xn? Since it is divergent, its limit does not exist. Clear? Since it is divergent, so limit of xn does not exist. Then again, what is the limit point of the range set? Limit point of the range set means it's usual to the limit point of the set. What else we are discussed? Although it is finite, there is a gap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting my point? So if I take any neighborhood, it doesn't contains infinitely many points. So it doesn't have limit points. Idea is clear?